Welcome back to another True Fly Supply fly tying instructional video. In February's month, we sent you the materials to tie the Firebead Wire Worm, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to tie one of my favorite flies here. So we're going to start off by taking our scud hook with our tungsten bead, and we're going to go ahead and secure that into the vise, and we're going to knock that bead all the way to the back here. Taking your wine colored thread, we're going to go ahead and start our thread wraps and secure our thread. Go ahead and trim off the excess here. And taking your chenille, we're going to go ahead and trim off about 1 inch to 1.5 inches here. Once you have that, go ahead and secure it onto the hook. Be mindful of how many thread wraps you use here, as in this particular step, less is more. Once you have that secured, go ahead and whip finish to secure your thread. And trim off your thread. So now you're going to take your bead and slide it up and over your chenille that you just secured. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and tap down a little head cement here just to make sure everything stays secure. And then we're going to go ahead and get our thread started one more time. Bring your thread all the way to the back of the hook. And go ahead and trim your waist. From there, take a section of your wire that came in your box and go ahead, get you about 3 to 4 inches. I'd say I have about 4.5 here, and go ahead and hook it onto your thread in the middle and secure that onto your hook, so that way you have 2 strands just like so. It helps if you pulled this as tight as possible in order to make it skinny. Alright, there you go. And once you have that secured in, go ahead and bring your thread all the way back up behind the bead. Now go ahead and just let your thread dangle there and take one of these strands of wire, and using touching thread wraps, go ahead and bring this all the way to the front of the hook. This part is really exciting, guys, let me tell you. Alright, once you have that, go ahead and lock it down with some thread. Alright. And then take another piece of chenille, this time about 1.5 to 2 inches in length. And trim that off. And get that tied in just behind the bead of the hook here. Once you have that tied in, go ahead and use the wire to tie down the back of the hook as you move it forward. Or tie down the chenille on the back of the hook, I should say. We're going to bring this just behind the bead here. Alright, once you have that secured in, go ahead and helicopter the rest of the wire off. Lay down a few more securing wraps. Grab your whip finisher. And finish the fly. Go ahead and trim off your thread. And throw down a little head cement. And that is how you tie the Firebead Wire Worm.